Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach. And I have a special guest today for Monday Mental Health Awareness. We have artist King Wavy with us today.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm okay. Just kind of going through some things.
Yeah, so that's what we're here for, to talk about it. So, well, you want to start off telling people like who you are and what you do?
My name's King Wavy. I make music. You can find my music on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music. You can also search my name up on Google. You'll find my mixtapes, Hell and Back, Pain Through These Eyes, Shattered, Sound of Tears. Um, and I have so much more music coming out real soon. I just dropped a new EP on my YouTube channel. You can look up King Wavy on there. So I mean, music is my life, and that's what I do.
And that's what's up, yes. And it definitely, like we've discussed before on previous shows, helps sometimes, is very therapeutic for the soul and for your mental health.
Definitely, definitely,
You
I agree.
Writing is very therapeutic. Um, so why don't you tell us about some of your experiences or what you came to really want to talk about today?
Well, you know, I've gone through a lot of toxic relationships in my life, and I've gone through a lot of people who are narcissists and wanted to make everything one sided. And lately, I've been coming around a lot of those people, and it's just like it's messing with my mental health so bad. Like it's like taking me to
Mhm.
that dark place where I just like I'm trying to get out of, and like I'm just trying to like learn to like be happy and like love myself and all that like everybody else says you should, but
Mhm.
it's not as easy as that. Some days you wake up and you just like, why am I still here? Like what's my purpose in this world? Like, and you feel like everything's just falling down on you and everything's just coming down on you, and you feel like there's this huge weight on your chest and you feel like you can't breathe.
Mhm. Yeah, I've
So
definitely had that feeling before. Sometimes that could be your, panicking, it could be stress, it could be anxiety all in your chest, just from thinking too much, thinking so deep and letting it affect you physically as well. Because mental health is wealth, and health. Like when it comes to your health, it can really affect you. Um, Shout out to iLemon in the comments, another dope artist y'all need to go follow. Thanks for the support, hon. Please make sure everyone subscribes, follows, likes, all that great stuff. We appreciate everybody. Um, so yeah, when you feel like that, what is the thing like your go-to that helps you kind of get through the day or that moment?
music, uh I've been writing a lot more about relationships lately, rather than, talk about like, the trauma of my life and stuff. But I've been writing more about relationships and just the different things that I've gone through, whether it's just a friendship or it's a love relationship or whatever. And I just kind of just been writing about that. And I wrote this song called One Day. It was actually just something I found off of YouTube, and it's just like basically this song is just based off like one day maybe I'll be able to let people in and I'll be able to actually learn how to love somebody. And but right now, like it's just like I feel like if I take down those walls, and if I take down those walls, I make myself become vulnerable to being hurt.
I definitely understand that. I definitely do. There's been so many times I've let people in when I don't trust nobody, and they just hurt you. And it's definitely devastating and very hard to deal with and cope. It's hard on your mental health. It affects your mental health a lot, especially if it was someone really important to you. Um, I definitely understand. I recently went through something like, feeling that kind of way. Um,
It's not a
you
good
know,
feeling.
it's not, and it still hurts. You don't just get over it in a day, because especially when you really, really deeply love somebody and care for them, and then they like the way they affect you, it really does mess with your mental health, seriously. Now,
Yeah.
for me, I try to just like completely stay positive. Um, all the time, only surround myself with positivity, positive people, not negative energy, because that can also affect your mood a lot too. So,
Hmm.
that's going to keep you even more down when you're around negativity. So, and just, yeah, it actually I gotta, like, that's how much, like, I still deeply feel like what I've been going through, so, but,
I'm sure you've walked through hell just like I have.
A thousand times, it's like, you can try to trust people, give them the benefit of the doubt, and believe what they say, and it doesn't matter how much someone says they're loyal or how much they preach they're real. Eventually, true colors come out, things come out. Everything comes to the light. You know,
Basically,
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 like they say.
somebody could sit there and smile on your face and stab you in the back at the same time.
Exactly, exactly. And that, I think that's what it's one of the things that hurt the most, especially when it's someone that you feel like would never do anything like that to you. Someone
Hmm.
that you put all your trust in, so you're not going to think they're going to be so disloyal or lie to you or, take advantage of you in any kind of way.
Right.
So especially when it's someone, the one person in your life that you might have thought would never do that. So
Yep.
I definitely get it. I really try to, sometimes for me personally, not everyone's spiritual, but sometimes I like to read the word. I like to pray. I like to, meditate in that way sometimes. Um, that helps me, personally. Sometimes I like putting on like praise and worship music, like Christian music, and just like, you know, um, celebrating that I'm even alive, celebrating the Lord, just celebrating life, and just thanking Him for even giving us another day. We're happy to even wake up every day. Grateful, or
Right.
should be grateful to wake up every day. Um, so, each day we're given, though, I realize is a fresh start. It's a new beginning. And, no matter, who leaves your life, remember it's their loss, not yours, because you know what a good person you are. And that's
Nah.
something that I have to remind myself of, is I know what a good person I am. I know what I bring to the table. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So
Exactly.
in the long run, it's really their loss, not mine. So,
Yeah.
and that's something I really have to, just to get by, like really help myself remember, you know?
And then just recently, actually today, like I was talking to somebody, like we had dated back in the day or whatever, it just didn't work out.
Mhm.
Time. But I tell this person like, I'm trying to take it slow, and she's over here throwing the L word out, and and I'm just like, what the like, no, and so I'm just like, so I basically told her, I said, well, I can't do this because I don't want to feel like I'm pressured. Oh, I'm not pressuring you. Well,
Mhm.
you keep saying this, you keep saying that, and it's just like I can't give you everything that you want because like mentally I'm not there. I'm not at that not
Mhm.
at that point. But I'm also not at the point I'm not at the point where I can open up and let somebody in. I'm still working on that. That's what I go to counseling for every week. I
Mhm.
and it helps me to work through things. It helps me to work through things and make, my relationship stronger with people and with the people I interact with and everything. But I
Mhm.
tell my counselor all the time, like I said, well, the next relationship I get into, I want it to be my last, but I also want to do things nice and slow. I want things to go at my speed, not at their speed.
Right, right. And that's the thing, that person that's really right for you is going to be someone that's going to be there and be understanding to what you're going through. Sometimes everyone goes through a rough patch, and nothing's wrong with that. Um, it doesn't mean you can't get through it, with or without that person. You just got to remember to stay strong, stay positive, and keep reminding yourself, you know what a good person you are and really what they lost. It's not your loss.
Hmm.
Um, you know what you bring to the table. you know what a loyal person you are, what a good person you are. So at the end of the day, just you got to be your own coach sometimes. You got to give yourself them pep talks. Look yourself in the mirror if you have to, and just like talk to yourself like, I'm the shit. What? Like me? What?
I like that one.
They must be stupid. Like what? So, but
Yeah.
anyway, at the end of the day, um, it is what it is. Life is life. There's really nothing you can do.
No.
Everyone, can say whatever they want to you. They can, give you false hopes, false promises, and not ever follow through with anything. And then you find out they're also maybe even saying the same things to other people. So
Oh yeah.
that blows your mind. So
Uh-huh.
so but at the end of the day, life is life, and just remember, you are a blessing on this earth. You are definitely one of the good ones. You are a good person. I know that personally. And
Right.
keep pushing and stay strong. You can always hit me up if you need to talk or anything too. I'm
Yeah.
here. you know
That's one thing I'm also working on is communicating with people more.
yeah,
Because
instead of isolating is very bad.
I just get in those modes, like I
Yeah.
just get in those modes and I'm just like I want to talk to somebody, but then I don't want to talk to somebody because it's just like I don't want to be vulnerable, but then I also don't want to feel alone. So it's like it's a two-sided coin.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing, though. Sometimes you have to be alone to really find yourself and work on yourself, or maybe even just heal. Even if okay, I'm good with myself, it's not as much I need to work on myself as maybe I need to heal now. Maybe I need to heal before I go on to the next person. Give
Hmm.
yourself time to heal, because that can definitely affect the next relationship too.
Oh yeah.
Carrying things over or trying to compare the person to the next relationship, that's not fair to the new person. So at the end of the day, you just have to sometimes just take that time to yourself, but don't isolate so much where you're not around friends and family and you're getting so depressed you're not even getting out of bed. Now, that's not the kind of isolation we want to do, but to be
Right.
by yourself as far as not being a relationship, healing is so important, and it's a process. It takes time. It don't happen overnight. We might want it to happen overnight, but it don't. Especially when you truly care about someone and love someone, it's not like it's just going to disappear like that. You know what I'm saying? That hurt is going to take time to go away. It's going to take time. It don't happen overnight. So you just got to be patient and stay strong, stay positive. Like I said, remember there's always people to talk to. Even if it's not me, I know you got Solo, you got Doug Mormon, you got a couple, friends that are definitely there to talk to you. And I'm sure you have family or other people you can reach out to. Um,
I have, I have,
so
I have a select few people. I really don't have. I mean, I really don't talk to my family, but I'm fine with that. I, I have a select few people I talk to. Like I talk to you. I talk to Solo. Talk to my other friend, my brother. Like that's about it. But like I'm fine with that because those are the people that I know I can turn to and I can talk to and who are gonna listen.
mhm,
Rather than
right.
sitting there criticizing and saying, "Oh well,
Mhm,
depression's not real, and you just need to get out of this," and blah
mhm.
blah blah. Like I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, hey, you know what, like what can I do to help? Like everybody else wants to hear. What can I do to help? You
Yeah,
know,
some people unfortunately aren't very sympathetic or empathetic, and the other problem is, unfortunately, some people downplay depression too much, downplay mental health too much. And that's one of the reasons, too, I do the show is, I feel like, yeah, we do have other people bringing awareness to it, but I feel like we definitely need to grow in numbers when it comes to speaking out more on mental health awareness, because it's definitely a thing and billions of people have it. Like, it's just some people are more uncomfortable to talk about it than others. So, But when you are able to talk about things and vent and get it out, that also is healing, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
That also
definitely.
helps a lot.
You know, I mean, I mentioned I go to counseling, but I've been going there for about 2 years now, and I don't know. It's just like you have that 1 hour, you
Mhm.
know, that you have this one hour where this person is gonna sit there and listen to you, whether you gotta scream, yell, cuss, whatever. They're gonna sit there and listen to you, and they're gonna be like, well, they're just gonna help you to work through the problems. I can't explain it, but it's just like
Mhm.
you start talking, you start talking, you start talking, and just like they bring in their input, and then it's just like things become a clearer picture for you, and
Mhm.
when it seems like that, when it seems like that picture is always gonna be blurry, it's like you can take the filter off of it, and it's become clear. You can understand why this is, why it's the way this is, and what can you do to try to help to fix it and to make things better in your life.
Mhm. Yeah, you just have to have a game plan, and it's good sometimes to be able to talk to someone like a counselor, someone that doesn't know you more on a personal level, or someone outside of your life really, because they don't criticize and judge as much. And it's sad to say that strangers are going to probably sometimes judge you less than the people close to you, but that's
That's
the
the
way
truth.
it is usually. But with that being said, it's definitely important to talk it out, whether it's with the counselor or someone close to you that you know you can confide in. It's definitely important. Um, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
between the writing and the music and the talking and any other way that you can think of that you really go to help you just clear your mind and get through the moment.
I mean, sometimes, I'll sit here in pure silence. Or if it's not just pure silence, maybe I'll put like some soothing sounds on my TV and just sit here and just
Mhm.
zone out, go into my
Right.
own little world. And that helps, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, I used to be really active before I hurt my back and stuff. But so I mean, I used to
Mhm.
go play basketball. It used to be my outlet. Play football. That was one of my outlets. But
Mhm.
now that's gone. I have to find something to fill that hole with, and you
Right.
know, music's become that. Music become has become that hole.
Mhm.
It's the thing that filled that hole, and
Mhm.
makes me want to keep going in life, because I tell people all the time, like, I don't know where I'd be without music. I don't know if I still would be here, because my
Mhm.
music, not only it's not only just for other people, it's also for me, because I go back and listen to it and I'm like, damn, like I made it through that situation, or damn, I was able to dodge that bullet, per
Mhm.
se. So
Right.
I
I
just
have
go back and
I'm sorry, go
you
ahead.
I mean, I just go back and listen to a lot of the old music I did, and
Mhm.
it just gives me the inspiration to keep going, and then make new songs, like, um, I have like 3 albums already done. I have 4 mixtapes done. I have 2 EPs done. I have multiple singles done.
Mhm.
It's just like my library keeps building and building and building. So like,
Mhm.
even if I were to say, I'm done with music after this year,
Mhm.
I still have all those projects to push out for the next couple of years. So,
Oh,
but
that's awesome. Mhm.
but I mean, I'm far from done. I'm far from done.
Well, that's what's up. I love that. I mean, that's creativity as well. Now, you can see probably I pulled up your YouTube on the
Oh
screen.
yeah.
Everyone, make sure you guys go subscribe to King Wavy. That's Wavy with two V's. What song do you think would be a good track we could play for everyone, considering the topic we're talking about with the mental health?
Um, Play Shattered Soul.
Okay. Let me know if you can't hear it at all or anything. Busy. Okay.
So much goes on in my head every single day. It's got me going crazy. So depressed all the time. Hurting. Wondering, why is it me? Why do I gotta go through this? Why do I have to listen to all these voices in my head all the time? I don't understand it. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold. I'm just so cold. Once was whole, once felt like I belong. Now I just feel like everything I do, everything I say is wrong. It's hard to be me, so I'm just getting lost in a dark room in this Bacardi. Just me and my demons having our own private party. My whole world is a black hole filled with so much darkness. Take a walk in my shoes, live a day in my mind. See how twisted I am. My thoughts aren't right. Like, what am I doing wrong? I just wanna be gone. Just wanna be gone and not come back. Maybe I'll just go and cut or overdose. I did all that. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold. I'm just so cold. Shadows dance with me alone in the dark. Demons stomp on my heart. They live inside my head. They don't go away. Anytime they can take me away. I just wanna be alright, but I guess I'll never be okay. I just feel like I can't breathe, like I wanna leave, cause I feel like I can't get away from what goes on. Thinking maybe today will be better, yet it's not. It's all just a dream gone wrong, so I have to let it all go in this song. You should have listened, but you chose to ignore me. So now this is my final goodbye. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart, a shattered soul. So cold, so cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold. Lost in my mind, lost out on my own, with a broken heart and shattered soul. So cold, so cold. I'm just so cold.
Wow, Shattered Soul by King Wavy, Wavy with two B's. Everyone go follow his YouTube. I have to say, this is definitely personally one of my favorites of yours now.
Thank you, thank you.
You did an
Honestly,
amazing job on that. Definitely. This is definitely, I think, by far one of your best tracks I've ever heard.
thank you, thank you.
Definitely.
I
You're
put my heart
welcome.
and soul into that track.
I
Like, I
could
mean,
feel it.
I put my heart and soul into every single track I do, but with that song, it just came
Mm-hmm.
to me like shattered soul because like
Mm-hmm.
there's so many people that can relate to that. There's so many
Oh
people that
yeah.
can relate to
Mm-hmm.
feeling
I
like feeling
can relate to
like they're broken
it.
inside and they're just
Mm-hmm.
trying to pick up the pieces, but they can't seem to figure out how to fix themselves or how to complete their puzzle without losing a piece and without losing another piece, basically.
Right. I love that. I absolutely love that.
I
Um,
try with my music. I try to make it a concept. If I write a song about a broken home, my concept is talking about going through a broken home, going through the things that I went through as a child, and how I'm trying to rise to the occasion and be the best person I can be. So
mhm.
with Shattered Soul, that was about a broken soul, broken heart. Somebody trying to pick up the pieces and wondering,
Mhm.
why am I still here and what's my purpose?
I love that. Everyone also make sure you guys follow King Wavy on. Do you want to give them your other platforms? You're on all of other streaming platforms, correct?
Yeah, you can follow me on Spotify. You can follow. I'm on Apple Music. You can also add me on Facebook, Brandon King Wavy Silkworth, King Wavy with two V's. You can follow me on Instagram, Wavy Baby 16. You can follow me on TikTok, um, Wavy 8, and I think that's about it.
Awesome. We're gonna play one more track. Do you want to pick this next one as well?
Oh yeah, I got one. Hurt people, hurt people.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Hurt people, hurt people. Everyone, thank you for your support and tuning in. Please make sure you guys are subscribing. If you're on YouTube, liking and sharing the live wherever you are. Appreciate everybody. Shout out to everyone who supports.
It's that one right there. Oh,
Did I? Oh, I just missed it. Okay.
right there.
Flytrap.
Hurt people, make you feel like you're less than, like your feelings, your emotions ain't equal. Build you up, then knock you down like a steeple, then leave you write your own sequel. Hurt people, make you feel like you're less than, like your feelings, your emotions ain't equal. Build you up, then knock you down like a steeple, then leave you write your own sequel. Don't care if your soul or heart is hurting, just don't want you to see the flaws, wanna seem so perfect, when really the demons that fight and make them struggle to make them feel like their life is worth it, like their life is worth it. Hurt people, just to make it seem like you're of no concern, wanna leave it all to be burned. Tell you what you have to say don't matter, just be quick to stuff your soul in that urn. Hurt people, that's a lesson we all had to learn at one time or another. So I guess the verdict is in. This is one issue that always gets overlooked. Hurt people, make you feel like you're less than, like your feelings, your emotions ain't equal. Build you up, then knock you down like a steeple, then leave you write your own sequel. Hurt people, make you feel like you're less than, like your feelings, your emotions ain't equal. Build you up, then knock you down like a steeple, then leave you write your own sequel. Don't care if your soul or heart is hurting, just don't want you to see the flaws, wanna seem so perfect, when really the demons that fight and make them struggle to make them feel like their life is worth it, like their life is worth it. I guess just roll the credits, my heart, my lungs just dead it, no need for a medic, the reality is finally set in, forgive and trust out, I just feel so pathetic, so just take my insides, it's okay, it's alright, there's no time to edit, death is real, and this time I don't dread it, this is one fight that can't be spearheaded. Hurt people, make you feel like you're less than, like your feelings, your emotions ain't equal. Build you up, then knock you down like a steeple, then leave you write your own sequel. Hurt people, make you feel like you're less than, like your feelings, your emotions ain't equal. Build you up, then knock you down like a steeple, then leave you write your own sequel. Don't care if your soul or heart is hurting, just don't want you to see the flaws, wanna seem so perfect, when really the demons that fight and make them struggle to make them feel like their life is worth it, like their life is worth it.
And that beat is talking too.
That song actually it came up out of a conversation with somebody. They were just telling me about something that was going on and something that was going on in their relationship, and just out of the blue, I said, hurt people, and then like I heard this beat, heard that beat, and it was just like I started writing. I'm like, hurt people, and it's just like and it just came out, and it was just like, you know, as when I put it down, it was just like, wow, like this just came to fruition over just a conversation.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
awesome. That definitely was a really good track. I like the vibe to it and everything. Good beat too. You really find some good beats for your music though. Shout out to I Lemon. He said nice and gave you a thumbs up and some fire too as well on that track.
thank you.
um, so wow, I definitely see the important thing for an artist to do is to always make the person feel that track. And
Hmm.
that's what you did. So I definitely give you your flowers on that one.
Yeah,
That was definitely a vibe.
like you said, you know, the aim is for us to, you know, to reach the people. That's what we're trying to do.
Mhm.
We're trying to reach people. You know, we're trying to reach them with whatever we say, whatever we're saying, whether we're talking about, you know, depression or love or, you
Mhm.
know, I'm not going to say violence because we're really not trying to
Yeah.
reach the
Yeah,
just,
we're stop the violence. We're no anti-violence. We don't condone violence here.
but you know, the whole thing is like we're supposed, you know, when you write a song,
Hmm.
it shouldn't just be a song. There should be a concept behind it. It should be a reason why you're writing that song, you know, what you're feeling at that time of why you know what you wrote that song about. So when somebody comes back to you and asks you what you know what was that song about, you know, like I can sit there and tell people, well, hurt people it was a song about, you know, people hurting each other. We're hurting each other with our words or the way that
Hmm.
our actions or the way that we react to things, the way that we are in our relationships, you know, what we say, you know, what we say to each other, it does matter. You know, we are, you know, we are our own worst critic. So at the end of the
Hmm.
day, like what we
Hmm.
say to somebody else, and what we say to somebody else is going to affect them and is going to affect how they feel about things, how they feel about themselves. And we're trying to lift people up, not trying to knock them down.
Hmm. Right, most definitely. That's what it's all about too, is building each other up, not knocking each other down. And too much, the people closest to us are the ones that knock us down. And that's one of the things I think somehow needs to definitely change drastically. I think people shouldn't, lead you on to think anything that, they're not planning on following through with and playing with your emotions, mine, effing you, however you want to say it. I don't want to swear, but
Right,
you get what I'm
right,
saying, like, and literally, it's not, yeah, it's definitely crucial to build each other up. Like, I'm all for women empowerment, but I think people as a whole in general, we should be building each other up. You know, too many women even knocking each other down just out of envious or jealousness instead of really trying to be there. Like, hey, how could we actually help each other and build each other up? This world
exactly.
would be so much more powerful if women even did that. If
It would,
everyone even did that. Period.
it would be, but you know what? You have so many people, you know, so many people in this life that, you know, they want to make them seem like they're better than somebody else, or that they, you
Mhm.
know, because they have more money or have a better car or have a better house or anything,
Mhm.
they're better than everybody else, and you know what you say and how you feel, it doesn't matter to them because they think that they know everything. They think they know the world,
Right.
and
Right. They
it
have that arrogant, I know everything, cocky attitude sometimes. And that's what makes people more insensitive too to the other
well,
person that they're dealing with. Not everybody is that way. Like, I'm a very, like, some people would never believe it until they really get to know Peach. Like, I'm just like a peach. Like, I'm really soft and I'm sensitive. I'm mushy inside. Okay. So, like, on the outside, I might have a little tough skin. Okay. I have that little tough skin on the outside, but like, that's also like sometimes we use that as a defense mechanism.
mhm,
Sometimes you act as maybe even not be as nice because every time you're so nice to people and you put yourself out there, you get hurt. So it's like you naturally, without even thinking subconsciously, you're building up like this wall, like you were talking about building up walls, you know?
yeah,
So it's definitely important to not get bitter You know, I had to learn to really not get bitter and really like work on my insides to make sure I didn't get bitter with some things, because like we were saying earlier, we know what we bring to the table. For someone to even lead us on, pursue us, lead us on, and then completely discredit us like nothing ever was there, it's definitely takes a toll on your mental health, especially if it's been a long time you've been dealing with the person.
I know myself, I went through a year and a half relationship where it was just, you know, we got engaged, and then once we got engaged, it was just like everything just went downhill, and it was just like it was fight after fight after fight after fight. We couldn't have a regular conversation. There was no regular conversation, and then you have her friends, you have her friends getting in the middle of it, and then you got this person getting in the middle of it. And
Right.
it's, you can't have a healthy relationship that way. And
Right.
I tell people all the time, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to argue with you. I know sometimes, in relationship you are going to argue because that's every relationship. But
Yeah. Some
it's
people
all
are just
about
very confrontational. And
right.
like they love to argue or pick an argument over nothing. But sometimes that's also to deflect the attention off of them because of what they're doing to you that they shouldn't be doing. Sometimes people feel guilty within and they start treating you badly because of their own guilt of what they were doing to you. Like it's crazy. It sounds crazy, but it happens. And they try to deflect and twist things around and flip things around like you're the bad person or you're this or you're that, when it's really them just drawing the attention off of them, because they don't want to, because the truth does hurt people. Like people don't want to really look in the mirror. People don't want to sit there and say, hey, maybe I do have an issue. Maybe I do have a problem. Maybe I shouldn't have led this person on so much because I really affected them and hurt them, but if people don't come to that realization and really look in the mirror, no one's ever going to change. Nothing's ever going to get better. So
Right.
the change has to come within. Definitely has to come within.
It's also, so toxic, and it's just like, you said people don't want to see themselves, don't want to look in the mirror. I mean, look at all all these people that are going through, domestic violence. You got these people who are hitting, beating on these females so bad that they are black and blue all over the way, all over the place, and these people think that they're doing no wrong. They call it love. They say, I do this because I love you. I do this because I care about you. No, you do it because it makes you feel more like
Listen,
you're.
you just opened up a whole nother can of worms because Peach is an advocate for domestic violence.
That's good.
I went through a situation years ago, about 6 years ago. It was a 9-year relationship. My 2 younger kids' father, we were engaged. A whole lot of stuff happened. I ain't even gonna get into all the specifics because Peach is gonna be crying on here then. But what I will say is, ever since, like, sometimes we feel like or think we know we love ourselves or respect ourselves, but we don't really, really know until we maybe go through something and we have to really re-find ourselves again. And, once I really stepped out the situation, because by that time, no one was there for me because I kept going back. But people don't realize either, if you've never been in a domestic violence situation, you will never, ever, ever understand really the effects that it has on your mental and how people really will they try narcissistic people. They try to brainwash you and think you're no good for no one else. You're not going to get no one but them. They just all these different things. And you could be the most positive person, whatever. And like when you start having, that's why, like I was saying earlier, it's so important to have only positive people around you. If you even see any red flags and negativity, cut them off, because at the end of the day, that's going to affect your mental health later down the line. But once I walked away from that situation, like I was saying, I've never been happier. I've never been more successful. I've never respected myself more. I've never loved myself more. I know myself now, and I know my worth, and you have to really, know yourself before you can really know your worth. And, I think it's important, like in my refining myself, it was really like a journey. It's been a journey. Like it's like been, like I said, 6 years now. And I've finally come to a point after 6 years of really saying, like, I'm definitely a different person, way stronger, way smarter, wiser, better, all over, like all over the map. But because of my experiences, and I chose to grow from them and learn from them instead of staying stagnant, staying depressed, woe's me, pity party, all those things are going to keep you isolated, keep you stagnant, keep you depressed, keep you down. I decided, I looked at my 4 kids and said, no, I'm not going to be like that. No pity party, no, nothing like that. I'm going to rise to the top. I'm always better by myself anyway. So at the end of the day, after 9 years, though, this is someone I thought I was going to marry, so it's like I actually grew a family. Like this wasn't something that just like was a year or 2 years. So it definitely had a big effect also mentally. But, like I said, if you've never really also been in a domestic violence situation, you never really understand. One thing I really hate is when people try to say, oh, well, they're stupid for going back, or they're stupid for going. Well, you must not. Just because you said that, I know you've never been in that kind of situation. Because if you have, that never would have came out of your mouth. Because
it's hard as hell to get away from a narcissist, whether it's physical abuse or mental abuse.
Well, that's the thing, because then they try to physically start hurting you, not just mentally and verbally and emotionally. Then the physical starts coming, and then you start getting more fearful. And then you even become more fearful because of the fact they'll threaten your life. Not only threaten your life, maybe almost take your life. It took some experiences for me to really be like, whoa, you know what? I got to get away from this man, because at the end of the day, no one has ever in my life brought me out of my character as much as that person has. And to the point where, and I never in my life thought I could even think like this, but to the point where I thought about doing things when he was asleep. Okay. So to the point where I had to remove myself, because I'm like, I'm not going to jail for this person, period. And that's some real, honest, real, raw truth.
No, and
I'm not going to jail for nobody. I'm going to be here for my kids, because the last thing in the world I want was my kids to be stuck with him or anybody else.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, really, my kids have always been my motivation, my inspiration, what keeps me going. At the end of the day, that's something that just really helps me even get motivated.
Right.
Now I don't know what I'd do without them. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten blessings from those situations, which were them, my children. But at the end of the day, I had to really take a break, like I was saying, and heal. Not jump back into a serious relationship so soon. Like we were saying earlier about, don't get out of one relationship and just jump right into another one, and don't take time to heal. Well, when is that time up? You don't know. You just have to, because every time could be different. It might not take you long to get over one person as long as it might take you to get over somebody else.
Exactly.
So, it really takes some self-discovery and being true to yourself, and really looking yourself in the mirror, like we were saying, and really being like, okay, enough's enough. Like everyone has their own fed up point, and that's what it is too. Like you got to ask yourself, where's my fed up point? Where's my boundaries? Like I really had to set a lot of boundaries too. When I cut that person, I had to set a lot of boundaries and stick to them. Not just set them, because you could say anything, but actually stick to them. And when I did that, it even made me feel stronger and more confident and more, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I did have to have a strategy plan. I did have to have an emergency plan to get out of the situation. It's not something that you can just walk away from without maybe being killed. And that's real life shit that a lot of people really don't like realize, like they downplay. What I hate so much and what irks my soul is that people downplay domestic violence so much. And unless you've been through it, you never understand. But at the end of the day, that's not something to downplay at all. Um,
I've
so
never been through it. Like I've never been through domestic violence, but I've been through mental abuse. I've been through the mental abuse.
oh, you've been through a lot of different kinds of abuse because we've had your story on here in the past. Yeah. So you
you
definitely
know.
went through your share of abuse as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and I made the mistake. I'll say it.
Mm.
When I got out of that relationship I was in with for a year and a half, I ended up jumping into another relationship. Just out,
Mhm.
just it was this girl I had known for 3 4 years, and one day we just started talking, and then next thing I know, we're in a relationship, and things are going good, whatever. And then things just didn't go because I didn't allow myself time to heal from from
Mhm.
that past
Right.
relationship. I
Mhm.
brought all that baggage and all that hurt into the
Mhm.
next relationship, so I wasn't able to totally be there in that in this current relationship because I was still stuck in the past relationship.
Mhm. Yeah, and you know what? That's why the healing's so important. Going back to healing, like it's so important to take time to heal. Not only because it's going to affect the person after that person, but because you need to heal within before you can even be good for that next person. What good are you to even them
Mhm.
if you're not good here? So it's like you really have to, before you can really care. That's why they say it's very true. You can't really care and love about somebody if you don't really care and love yourself. You can't really respect people the way you should respect them if you don't respect yourself. Like, you know, you can say you do, you could talk all you want, but it's all about action too in the long run. A lot of people do a lot of talking and not a lot of action. That's part of the issue with some things too in different relationships and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, healing is so crucial. If you don't take time to heal, that next relationship probably isn't going to work like it didn't. So it's definitely important to take your time, or even if you think you did meet somebody that's so wonderful and you don't want to lose them, but you're still in that middle of healing,
Mhm.
take it real slow with them. Tell them, listen, you could break it to, and it's up to them if they want to stick around or not. But at the end of the day, at least you said, here, this is me, put it on the table, like this is how I'm feeling, this is what's going on with me, I'm still kind of healing. you know, if you're here for it, cool, let's rock it out. If you're not, well, then I'm sorry. I feel like we could have been a good thing. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
not good to always hold on to different people or situations either. So, it's definitely important to heal, give yourself time to heal. Um, and a lot of the time, when you don't deal with things, they just, get stuffed and buried, and then different things can trigger it, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and I think, sometimes that's what kind of happened too with my situations. Like I didn't really, a lot of people were telling me go to counseling, go to counseling. I really didn't go to counseling. I'm not
Right.
gonna lie. Um, I really, because it's like I had too much to do to take care of
Mhm.
my kids. I had too much to take care of. I had and not only that, it was kind of like one of them things, like I've been there, done that. I felt like at that time, because it
Right.
was like, you know, from the time I was a kid, a teen, like my mom would take us when we were even young to counseling. So at that point in my life, I was like, counseling is the last thing I want right now. Honestly, I just needed to really take time to have a relationship with God and myself. Refine myself and really rebuild a relationship with God. And, sometimes we lose him in the midst of the chaos, but, he's
Well,
always still right there for us.
you're right.
Mhm.
I mean, what works for one person, it may not work for the other. So,
That's very true. But that's why it's always good too for everyone to share their different ways of like coping and different strategies and stuff. Because not everyone is going to have the same methods, or the same ways to try to help them. Everyone does have their own personal growth to do. And with that, there is going to be different ways to do that, different personal ways to do that. So it takes time. Healing takes time, you know, unfortunately, but it does. So, but I'm definitely very happy you were able to come on the show, and this was a great discussion, a great show today. And always welcome to come back.
Yeah,
Every Monday we're doing 6 p.m. Eastern. I did change the time so everyone knows. We were doing 3 p.m. Eastern. Now I'm doing 6 p.m. Eastern. Things have been like just picking up and getting crazy, which is good. But at the same time, my schedule's been a little crazy. So I'm trying to do Mondays at 6 p.m. and we're gonna see how this works. So made a
oh
new
yeah,
flyer for it. I'm about to post. So we're gonna try to rock it out for 6 p.m. Eastern every Monday. And
I'll
do
be
what
here
we
as
do.
long as you want me to be.
All right. Well, yeah, you're always welcome. Even next week, if you want to come back on next week, you're welcome to.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure I'll have more problems to talk about.
No,
It's always something. It's always something.
right. And you know what? Everyone, please make sure you guys follow King Wavy. Make sure you go stream his music. He's definitely a good person, down to earth person. We appreciate everyone for following and supporting. Don't forget also April 5th in Rockford, Illinois, the Peach Podcast is going to be broadcasting live doing interviewing guests at an award ceremony called She Who Inspires Me. So yes, the Peach Podcast is getting out there. We're about to do some footwork. And thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely very exciting.
You
Um,
deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely a long time coming.
I mean,
Uh,
I see you working out here. I see everything you're doing. I'm stalking your pages. So
I appreciate it. No, I appreciate your support. And I
yeah,
appreciate anyone that, even gives me any kind of, compliment like that because, usually I am the one giving advice or giving,
right.
compliments and this, and I don't always get back. And not that I do it to get back, but sometimes Peach could
It's
use
just nice to hear.
using it's
It's
nice
nice
to
to
hear
hear.
something nice sometimes. So yeah, most definitely.
We're all
Um,
human. We're all human. We just sometimes we just don't feel like we're acknowledged.
right,
And that-
because sometimes the strongest people, like, I am a very strong person, but at the end of the day, even the strongest person needs someone there for them,
Yep.
at the end of the day. Um, you know, So, but everyone definitely don't forget to follow my Facebook page, Melissa Flynn. Don't forget to follow my Seductive Peach YouTube page, my Seductive Peach Facebook page, and my Peach Podcast, the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach Facebook. For some reason, I have to call my software program because my last few podcasts, it hasn't been coming up on my podcast page for the Facebook. So but it was live everywhere else. We were
You
live
better
like
fix
still on like a bunch of different, let's see, 5 different platforms still. But that was the actual podcast page for Facebook. So I'm like, of course. So, but I'm gonna work on that. But I definitely appreciate everyone. Don't forget too, if anyone wants to artist interview, still doing artist interviews too. March is not over yet. If there's any women, because we're honoring Women's History Month, any women that's an entrepreneur, an artist, or whatever, or wants to, some promotion and interview, hit me up, get in my DM, and we'll schedule it. The women's interviews I'm doing free this month. Yes, guys, you will have your month, but this is not it. This is Women's History Month.
I
Um,
have somebody for you. I have somebody for you. I have somebody for you. I'm
no,
gonna hit them up and I'll give them your info.
okay, cool. But yeah, all women that are looking for an interview up till the last day of March. Yes, even Easter, because Peach don't ever take. There's no breaks. There's no breaks in this in this world I live in. So I work like almost all holidays too, except for Christmas. I won't really do Christmas or Thanksgiving or my kids' birthdays.
Right.
And then sometimes I might take my own birthday off because I deserve it after all
Exactly.
year of busting my ass. But definitely was a great show, and I appreciate everybody. And until next time, guys, we'll see you soon. Don't forget, every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central.
All right. Thank you.
Most def. Talk to you soon. Hit me up.
All right. I will.
That was a great show. Happy everyone was here to tune in. Until next time, stay blessed, be blessed, stay positive. And remember, we're here if you guys want to talk. If anyone does want to join every Monday and come up and chat, just like we were, please feel free. Don't hesitate. Hit me up and we'll get to it.